Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel, the Bronson Sky Library. Today I thought I would do a book tag that I made up. It's called Books and Cats. I made a template over on my Bookstagram, and I thought I would take that template and make a video out of it. I had like 6 prompts on my template, but I added 4 more prompts to make it 10 prompts and to make the video a little bit more exciting. I also will probably not tag anybody because I feel like I haven't really made a lot of friends here on BookTube, and if I like tag people, I feel like they're gonna be like, what? Why are you tagging me in this? But if you want to do this tag, by all means, do the tag. So I guess we'll get into it. So books and cats. I took cat phrases and I added like a book prompt to it. So like the phrase catnap is a book you found kind of boring because you're like sleepy and you're like, this is kind of boring, you know? So like, it's like that. So that is what the tag is gonna be. So I guess we'll get right on into it. Okay, the first cat phrase is catnap, a book you finished, or a book you found kind of boring. I recently read The Blue Castle by L.M. Montgomery. I talked about it in my wrap-up video. I found that one kind of boring, especially the middle chunk. Well, the beginning and middle I found kind of boring. I just found the execution of these themes to be not the greatest, and I wish that they were better, but that's okay. It's okay. I thought it was cute and it was sweet, but it just wasn't my favorite. Number 2, the second cat phrase, is cats out of the bag. So a popular book you did not like. I did not like Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Hear me out. The reason why I didn't love Red Rising was because it was pretty much my first audiobook I had ever really listened to, and I struggled, I think, with the narration, or like the narrator. I was struggling to just focus on the book. I was struggling to listen, and my mind would wander a lot, and so it just wasn't a book that I liked at all. I think the ending made me want to read the second book, but then I just never went and read the second book. What I do want to do is I want to reread Red Rising and probably just read it with my eyes, and maybe I would like it a little better this second time so I can actually read the second book. I hear that the second book is so much better, like it's leagues better than the first book. Cat phrase number 3 is cool cat, which is a popular book you did like. I really liked The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I know that one was a little divisive, like not divisive, but like it was like mixed reviews. There were a lot of people who loved it and then a lot of people who hated it, and like I feel like there was no one in the middle. I really loved it. I thought it was really good. I thought that the writing was really good. I thought the story was really cool. Like, it was a really cool concept. And I know that a lot of people either really love V.E. Schwab because of how amazing and cool her concepts are, but then there are people who just really do not like V.E. Schwab, not because of like the writing itself, but because they find the execution of her amazing ideas to not be how they wanted it to be. But I love the execution of all her books. Well, most of them. Number 4 is Cat Got Your Tongue, which is a book that made you speechless, good or bad. A book that made me speechless was Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I was just so surprised at how good it was that I didn't know, like I don't know what to say about it. Like it's so good that I'm speechless, you know? I'm not really great at explaining books. I'm not really great at explaining why I didn't like a book yet. I'm still trying to get into a rhythm and stuff, but I'm just really bad at speaking, okay? But Project Hail Mary definitely is a book that just makes me even more speechless than other books because of how good it was. And I know I've said that several times already. I tend to repeat myself, but dang, it was good. Like, I wanted to make a video and title it like why Project Hail Mary is so good, but the more that I was like thinking about it and like trying to explain this book, I was like, and like trying to explain why it's so good. I just couldn't, because I was like, huh? It just made me speechless, okay? It was so good, I don't know what to say. Oh man. Yeah, I'll have to go with Project Hail Mary for that prompt. Prompt 5 is Scaredy Cat. So a book you're scared to start reading. I put down 2. I put down Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey. And the reason why I put this one down is because I'm not the greatest with science fiction. I'm not smart, and so with Leviathan Wakes, it's so big and it's so expansive. Do you like my joke? It's so expansive. Okay, anyway, so like with Leviathan Wakes, it's just so big that I feel like it's gonna be so much science that I'm not gonna understand, but I'm intrigued by this series and I want to get into it, but I'm just like scared to pick it up because I feel like I'm not gonna understand or be smart enough to understand. And then the second book that I put on was The Poppy War by R.F. Wong. I have seen a YouTuber who didn't like this as much as everybody else did, and she's someone who I actually have like very similar tastes in, and so I was like, oh, maybe I won't like this book. But then like I hear so many great things about it. I think what I'm scared about is that I just feel like R.F. Kuang is also so smart. Like I see interviews with her and I'm like, dang, this girl is like, she's really smart. So I don't know, I feel like I'm not going to be able to like catch the nuances in the Poppy War, and I'm not going to like understand the depth of the story. I feel like I'm not going to truly grasp the importance of the story because I'm not that smart. So that's another one that I'm scared to read. Prompt number 6 is The Cat's Pajamas, which is one of your all-time favorite books. I put down The Arithmetist by Brandon Sanderson because that is a book that allowed me to fall back in love with reading. In high school and in like junior high and high school, I was always in the honors English classes and in AP Lit my senior year. So we read literally nothing but classic novels. And when you read books that are like forced upon you, and like books that if you read this, I feel like if you read the same genre over and 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 over again, you just get kind of tired and like bogged down by it. And that's what happened in high school. Classic novels just were not my favorite thing, and we were forced to read certain ones, and I just felt like I just didn't understand the books. I didn't understand, you know, I don't know. I was tired of reading classic novels. So by the end of my senior year, I was supposed to be reading a classic novel, but I didn't want to, and I ended up going to the library during my study hall class, and I found a book where the spine of the book looked really cool. I looked at it, I saw the cover, and I thought the cover was super cool, and I was like, The Arithmetist by Brandon Sanderson. Isn't that the guy who wrote Mistborn, the book that I tried to read when I was 12 but couldn't understand? It just went right over my head. And the author that my family absolutely adores? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna read this. And I loved it. I read it in 3 days. I'm not a fast reader, so 3 days is a lot for me. Like, it's very quick. And so I was like, I just ate that book up. I loved it so much. And after I finished the book, I thought that the second book was already out. And so I went to my library, but the library was closed for an event. And so I couldn't check the book out. And so I went to Barnes & Noble. I was like, you know what? I have some money. I can buy the book. So I went to Barnes & Noble. I'm like trying to find the second book, but the second book was nowhere. I only saw the first one. So I asked the person at the help desk, and I was like, yo, where is the second book? And he's like, let me check. And he's like looking it up, and he goes, oh, it's not coming out until the summer of 2017. And I was like, oh my gosh, dang, that's like 2 years from now. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh man. And so I'm waiting, okay? I'm waiting for this book to come out. I I used to be LDS, and I ended up going on a Mormon mission. And so I was gone for a year and a half. And guess when I came back? Oh yeah, the summer of 2017. And so when I come back, like I came back like August 1st or 2nd of 2017 from my mission. And I remember when I came home, I was like, okay, I'm gonna read the second book now because it's supposed to be out this summer of 2017. And then turns out Brandon Sanderson doesn't know how to finish that dang series, so the book isn't even out, and it's still not out. I've been waiting because I graduated high school in 2015. I have been waiting for 11 years. Brandon, I am like so mad. Anyway, but The Arithmetist is my all-time favorite book. It is The Cat's Pajamas. Prompt 7. Is Curiosity Killed the Cat? And I put an anticipated release or read that was a disappointment. So a book that you were really excited to read, maybe it was a release, an anticipated release, or just like a book that like you were anticipating to read because you were excited and stuff. That book for me was Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V. Schwab, which is so funny that I mentioned The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue being a popular book I did like, and now I'm talking about Bury Our Bones and saying like I was disappointed in that, because technically like Addie LaRue was the book that helped get Bury Our Bones off the ground, kind of. I feel like she needed to write Addie LaRue in order for her to write Bury Our Bones. And I think like she mentioned that too, where like Addie LaRue was kind of like the catalyst for Bury Our Bones. And they're very similar, like the way that they're written, the way that it goes between timelines. I mean, she tends to do that with her books anyway, like in Vicious and stuff. But like it's just written very similarly, and we're learning about these characters within their different timelines. And in Addie LaRue, we're learning about Addie within her different timelines because she is pretty much immortal. But in Bury Our Bones, it was such a disappointment because it wasn't what I wanted. Like, I don't know. It was also like my mindset at the time. I was just struggling with reading in general. But I was expecting this like badass story. I don't know what I was expecting, but I just read it and it wasn't my favorite. There were characters that I didn't care about. Their story wasn't my favorite. I don't know. I was just a little disappointed in it. I ended up giving it like a 3.5 because it was still written very well. It just wasn't for me, I guess. And then the 8th prompt is, but satisfaction brought it back, because the Curiosity Killed the Cat phrase, it is actually like 2 separate phrases. Like a lot of people forget to add the second part, which Curiosity Killed the Cat, but satisfaction brought it back is like the whole thing. So for this prompt, but satisfaction brought it back, is an anticipated read/release that met or exceeded expectations. So for that one, I put down Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. A lot of people don't like her. Like, they don't like her books. They find them boring, or they just don't like the writing style, or what have you, or just like the execution of the book. One of those books, Uprooted by Naomi Novik, is one of the books that I am thinking about. A lot of people, like, they either like it or they like really don't. I was hearing a lot about Spinning Silver, and I heard a lot of people talk really good things about it. But then I also know that Naomi Novik, like some of like her other works, people didn't like. And so I was like I want to read this book, but I know that some people don't really like her other books, so am I gonna like this one? But it sounded really cool, and I just really I thought I would really like it. So I ended up reading it, and it exceeded expectations. I loved it so much. It's like one of my favorite standalone books, I feel like. And I think the writing was beautiful, and I really liked the characters and just the story. It was very atmospheric. She has a way of writing very atmospherically. Anyway, It was really good and it exceeded my expectations. Prompt 9 is fight like cats and dogs. So a book you'll always defend with your life. That would be, I think, for me, Fireborn by Rosaria Munda. I thought that book was fantastic. I will always, 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 always talk about how amazing it is and how amazing that series is. And like, if you want a book that is very, like, it has political discourse in it, and it's like political discourse written well, you 100% need to read this series. Like, the author even went to school for political theory or something. Yeah, she went to college for like political theory or something like that. And so she knows how to write politics. I think that the characters are also really great as well. There is a little angsty teen kind of vibes within it because it is a YA, but it's just so good. And I will always recommend this series. Better than Fourth Wing. Sorry guys, just kidding. I've actually never read Fourth Wing. But Fireborn, I will defend on my life of how good it is, okay? And if people hate it, then I'm gonna fight like cats and dogs with them. Okay, prompt 10 is look what the cat dragged in, and I put a book you bought because of the cover. A book that I bought because of the cover is A Bright Heart by Kate Chenley. It's really pretty. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, so this book is just really pretty. I love Asian art. It looks so cool, it looks so pretty, and this is no exception. So I basically bought this because of the cover, and I'm proud of it. I am proud to judge books by their cover. There's not much to this prompt. It's just a book that you bought because of the cover. I just think it's a gorgeous cover. I love all of the colors within the cover. Anyway, so yeah, that is my books and cats tag for you. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it wasn't a bore. So I guess if you like my content, please like my video, subscribe, comment, maybe comment like some of these prompts. If there's a popular book that you didn't like, let me know. If there's a book that you found boring, let me know. Just like, if you want to answer all of the prompts, go for it. So yeah, I guess I will see you guys in my next video. All right, bye.